Well, ladies and gentlemen, we do have a disturbing report from the New York Times. Biden, really not even Biden, the Democratic establishment, has authorized the first use of U.S. supplied long range missiles by Ukraine to strike inside Russia. And Putin has responded by saying, of course, Putin is threatening nuclear war. That's the leverage that the Russians have, but this is not good. And you've got RFK saying that they want to start World War III. But I mean, this stuff, it always seems like whenever they say they're going to start World War III, it never happens, but this is not good. Are you safe in Rhode Island? I would hope so. Anyone in the United States should be safe from anything that happens with this situation. Putin has said countless times that he would use nuclear weapons and never did. Well, yeah, that's kind of like he says it until he actually uses one, and then it's a big issue. But it is a common fake threat that he uses. Trying to ruin our administration. Well, it's trying to create distrust, I guess, between Zelensky and Trump. But I don't know what this will really do, honestly. I mean, really, when something like this gets announced, I mean, I was looking at this map right here. Yeah, this is the land that Ukraine claims to have in Russia. It is pretty crazy how big of a country Ukraine is in Eastern Europe. I mean, it's a big country. This is all the land that Russia has. I mean, they already fully have Crimea. I don't know why Crimea is in red. That should just be Russian land at this point. I guess they say the United States and the West doesn't recognize they recognize Crimea as Ukraine land that's been occupied. One Moscow response back, according to the War Powers Act, nullifies the election. Yeah, but I don't think that would happen. I mean, that would be so outrageous if they ended up trying to nullify the election by going into World War III and then Biden declaring wartime or whatever. Thought Trump wanted to back out of NATO. Why would Biden do this? Well, no, Trump doesn't necessarily want to back out of NATO. We don't really know what Trump wants to do with NATO, but he's going to be more aggressive with them, that's for sure. Dude, Alex Soros saying it's great news. It's great news. Audio is cutting out. Dude, you know what this is probably from? It's probably from the same thing that happened on election night. Because I mean, my audio would not be bad. I mean, there's just no reason for it to be bad. Reboot YouTube stream if you have problems. Yeah, you're gonna have to reboot the stream. It's the same thing that happened. You stand with Russia and the Christians there. Well, look, I mean, with Russia, we're doing the audio again. Yeah, it's a YouTube problem, guys. The audio is a YouTube problem. Eli, what's up, man? I mean, with Russia, man, that's it's a it's a human thing. They lost land in '91. They want it back. I mean, it's not good for anyone, but they're gonna have their reasons, and invading another country at this time is not good. But great news. I know it's just it's mocking people basically. Oh yeah, this is great news. Yeah, just refresh it, I would say. There's been audio problems with the YouTube streams, unfortunately, a few times. You thought Biden was cool with Trump. This is not Biden doing this. Biden has no control over this at all. I mean, the headline's going to read Biden is the one that authorized them, but this is the liberal establishment doing this, man. This is not Biden. Biden has no control over any of this. Yeah, there's no way it would be my. I mean, it just wouldn't make sense for it to be my audio. I mean, my audio is never messed up. It's a lot of people have the problems with the YouTube streams. Did you see Ann Selzer retired? Love your vids. Yeah, I saw that. And I'm not surprised. It seemed like that was such a bullshit poll, anyways, and it doesn't really matter now. There's zero accountability. She's not going to come back and do any more polls. She just took some money from liberals and they created their own fake election hype. Like, oh, look at her doing well. Are they trying to get Russia to whip out nukes? I don't think Russia would whip out nukes over anything like this. They would destroy their own country if they did that over Ukraine. I don't see it. I mean, Putin just bluffs with that, but it's still not smart to do this. Does Polymarket have odds on World War III? They've probably got odds on certain things like when the war will end or if Trump will be able to end the war within certain times, things like that, probably. Imagine if Red Eagle made a New Jersey +3 poll for Trump. That would be way more accurate. That would be way more accurate than the Ann Selzer poll because Trump only lost New Jersey by 5, so that would only be 8 points off. Actually, as funny as that is. The further the war progressive, the more you support Russia. I mean, I don't support an invasion like this just because of where we're at. But I mean, I'm not gonna have a snap judgment on it like, oh, it's just completely Russia's fault and they need to be annihilated and stuff like that. It's a little bit more complex and nuanced than that. But still, I mean, even Russia's gonna try and justify it any way they can. They do have some points. Dude, everyone gets worried about World War III when this. You remember? I remember the Israel Palestine stuff had people in a frenzy. I don't know, something happened in like May, I want to say, and people were losing their shit. I feel like Trump will continue Ukraine aid, although he said he wouldn't. I mean, honestly, dude, I wouldn't be surprised by anything. I would imagine he would definitely try and get a deal worked out. I mean, maybe if a deal doesn't get worked out, obviously there's other things at play rather than just what Trump wants. But I would imagine he would want to nix the war. But it is complex. I mean, you don't know what Russia wants. Thoughts on the updated election results? They're not going to be able to flip it. They're trying to like flip the popular vote for Harris. There's not enough votes. But I mean, this is the liberal thing where at the end, all the votes come in for liberals. It doesn't make any sense. It's like, where are these votes coming from? Are they early votes? Because early votes, Republicans didn't do bad this cycle in early voting. Have any celebs left for Canada? Robert De Niro was leaving, I think they said. Will there be a draft? There's not going to be a draft anytime soon, man. Let's I mean, this is not good news. It's just undermining Trump's future agenda. When would Poly Margaret do a 2028 presidential betting? I mean, I think the American betting market has like 2028 primary. Kaishi, I think is what it's called. Am I on Rumble? Yeah, I'm on Rumble, but I haven't posted in a while. It's just I don't know, man. They gave me like a check or whatever on Rumble, like a check mark. So, but I never really used it. I mean, I used to post on Rumble, but I don't post on there anymore. I just don't like their I don't like their interface personally. What is my opinion on this? On this? I mean, when it comes to situations like this, normally nothing ever happens. So who knows? It complicates Trump's potential agreement with peace agreement. I mean, and why would you do this as a lame duck? It's like you're doing it as a lame duck. It's just it just looks bad. What do you think the agenda of this is to undermine Trump? I mean, yeah. I mean, what else can we take from this? Why are they doing this in a lame duck period? You shouldn't be doing anything that's this crazy in a lame duck period. Recess appointments, yeah, for Gates probably, but the Senate would have to be in recess for that to happen. Which I mean, Obama did it a few times. They're going to need some recess appointments for Gates and someone else maybe. People were saying Tulsi or RFK. I don't know if that'll be needed. What if the war escalates now? It would not be good news, obviously. Top three celebrity crushes. When I was younger, I liked Miranda Cosgrove from iCarly. Celebrity crushes. Um, I mean, I don't know. Maybe Margot Robbie from The Wolf of Wall Street when I was younger was another one. Elon isn't a natural born citizen. Yeah, no, he's not. He's from South Africa. Can Trump take over now instead of January? And no, he can't. What do you want him to just say? You want him to just say it's done? Could this actually be legit or will it calm down? There's got to be like a 99% chance it'll calm down. But who knows? None of us thought that Russia would actually invade Ukraine. When we were getting reports that Russia had their troops around Ukraine, nobody actually thought it would happen. So who knows? I mean, this is all going to be annexed. It's going to have to be annexed. They're not going to get this land back unless Ukraine or unless NATO launches an offensive and gets this land back for Ukraine. But then that would be a direct involvement. But all of this land is going to be annexed for Russia, and then there's probably going to be a military like a military zone right here, a demilitarization zone with NATO troops. I'm guessing. I don't know. I don't know what this blue shit is. Aiden Ross for press secretary. I think that's been taken by someone, unfortunately. NFL wants to ban the Trump dance. Yeah, I saw that. Every player's doing that. It feels like now. What is this website I'm using? I just googled Russia Ukraine live map. It's story maps. Storymaps.arcgis.com. Yeah, this is actually a pretty good map. You can zoom all the way out and see how much land they got. I mean, they barely got anything at this point, but I mean, it's claiming land of another country. Give us your thoughts. What does this mean fully? Well, it means that they're clearly, in a way, trying to undermine Trump. Otherwise, Biden wouldn't be doing this during a lame duck period. They seem to want to. I mean, with situations like this, you can't say, well, this is the escalation that's going to lead to World War III, but it's not good news. We would rather this just continue as is. Let's get Trump in office and assess the situation rather than dealing with more complications when it comes to now you've got NATO missiles involved striking Russia, which is going to give Russia potentially more of an excuse to, go harder and potentially be more aggressive with a major offensive, and it's going to escalate the war. And then Ukraine's going to ask for more missiles and more support because Russia's escalating. It's just creating more of a chance of an escalation. I can't say for sure it's going to escalate things depending on what happens, but this gives Russia an in now to say, look, now NATO is the one, they're allowing missiles to be used against us so we can use heavier stuff back. And then that just keeps escalating, and it's a domino effect back and forth where it keeps escalating and escalating and escalating. But I don't know where Russia is in terms of how much manpower they have right now. I mean, obviously Russia's got way more manpower than Ukraine, but they've been stalled. Issue is ATCMs can carry nuclear heads at the minute they get shot. Russia won't know if they have nukes attached or not. That's when a response happens. Yeah, but they're not gonna. There's no way they're gonna nuke areas in Russia. That's absurd. There's no way NATO gives Ukraine nukes. Do Dems realize they support this? Well, Dems will just say that they support a country that got a smaller country that got invaded if fighting back, and they support Ukraine's freedom. That's what they'll say. But it's more complicated than that. But that's what they'll say because Russia invaded Ukraine, and so they're just supporting Ukraine, and NATO needs to support Ukraine because Ukraine shouldn't have to give up any land. That's what they think. You know. Have you heard AOC has went MAGA? No, she didn't. She just. What do you mean? She changed her profile. She took out the, the pronouns in her profile. The North Korean troops. Yeah, I saw that. North Korea is such a. They just want to be involved. North Korea. Trump should go after people who put in place lockdowns and mandates. Yeah, I think that's what he said. I think he said he was doing that in one of his videos. He puts out the videos where he just talks on Truth on a Rumble or Truth Social. He just talks about his future policies and stuff. What's up, Mike? They want combat experience. North Korea does. Yeah, I think North Korea wants to be involved. I think North Korea is going to get itself blown up at some point. AOC. She might try and run in 2028 to get experience, but I think she even knows she wouldn't win a Democratic primary. But she can try and run in 2028. You just bought $1,000 of Pepe. Yeah, you're not gonna make. You're not gonna. I mean, Pepe will probably do a 5 or 6 X-Men. Pepe is way too high in market cap. What do they got? Nick Fuentes. I saw he didn't really support Trump. I mean, just a right wing figure. I agree with some of the stuff he says. Some of it's I don't know, but I think a lot of it with these further right wing people, they almost needed Trump to lose to turn the country more left. Because if you really want the country to go far right, you need it to go very radical left to turn a lot of independent people right. So that's why I think a lot of them didn't like Trump. They wanted him to lose. Yeah, I saw the thing about Poly Market, man. I think it's total bullshit. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's going on there, though. Who knows? What do you think about crypto tomorrow? I mean, dude, you can't really base it doesn't matter what crypto does tomorrow. I mean, especially crypto, man. Whether it's tomorrow or I mean, I don't know what it's going to do tomorrow, but that's not how you should be thinking about crypto. Not on a day by day basis. No, you got to think longer term than day by day with crypto. I mean, I think the next 7 or 8 months are going to be really good for crypto, but I don't know about tomorrow in specific. Will this help or hurt Trump? This may make it a little bit harder to do a peace deal, but I don't think it's. I mean, with these things, who knows? I don't think it's going to make that much harder, but it's just going to complicate it a little bit, possibly. You're 210 pounds. Well, how tall are you? You got to tell me how tall you are, and I'll tell you. I mean, if you're like, you got to be like 6'3", 6'4", bro. Trump said he's going to abolish capital gains on crypto. Yeah, but just U.S. based companies. So there's a catch there. Give me one coin to buy on Coinbase. I mean, I don't use Coinbase to purchase coins, honestly, so I don't know what coins they have. And they've got a lot of coins on Coinbase, though. I mean, just watch my video that I did, I guess. Maybe I'll be sergeant, and maybe I'll get elevated, yeah. Now, that's not how World War III would happen. Why did the Onion buy Infowars? Because they're clown attention seekers who got overtaken by the babbling bee, and they're pissed about it. That didn't even go through. They rigged it for. I'm not. I mean, it's all crap. The Onion didn't even pay anything for it during the bidding. What do you think about the peanut squirrel coin? I saw that. That's such bullshit. Wait, you're the one at like 1.7 billion. Yeah, that's total bullshit, man. I mean, good for the. I think that was a pump fund coin as well. I mean, it's just crazy. Will crypto be affected by the news tomorrow? Well, crypto's 24/7. It would be affected right now, man. The market doesn't close. Do you buy stocks? I don't have any stocks right now. No. If I were to buy stocks, I mean, I think Tesla. I mean, I don't know. Tesla's probably ballooned. Yeah, I think I saw something. Tesla went up pretty big. Tesla would have been the stock. Tesla was kind of like acting as a crypto type stock, where it would balloon up. But now I think it's too high in terms of market cap. What does Polymarket say about World War III? We will take ahead. We will go ahead and take a look at this. See if they have any politics, or I guess new. And they got a lot of this bullshit with Dogecoin, Solana, XRP, Ripple. You might not be allowed to bet on that stuff, or maybe it's like in this. In your opinion, Ukraine require complete security, i.e., NATO. Russia will attack again, and this time more prepared. EU is such a wimp. Doubt Ukraine will be defended. Yeah, well, wait, you think Ukraine is going to try and negotiate that they want to be in NATO to settle peace with Russia, but then Russia would never accept that. There's no way that would happen. There's no way that Ukraine would get to join NATO at all for the foreseeable future. It's not in the cards for any type of de-escalation. There's no way that can happen. But you think Russia? Yeah, I mean, really, what is even going on with Russia? They're just not attacking. They're just holding. I mean, I know they're like inching. The line is very slightly moving west, but you think there's going to be a major offensive? Do you think the Matt Gaetz allegations are true? Yeah, I saw that. I think it's total bullshit. Really, now they're going to come out for something that happened in 2017 now? I mean, this is what these people do. Ukraine is outgunned and outmatched. They're fucked. Well, yeah, if they don't get NATO support, they would be fucked. I mean, obviously, look at Russia, look at Ukraine. Trump is not a part of Project 2025. Well, no, there's some things in Project 2025 that Trump is going to do, but you're right, he's not a part of it. He's not a part of that specific thing. Any chance I would go to the inauguration? Probably not, but I do think it's important that there a lot of people show up to that, because I know the one in 2016, there wasn't a huge crowd, or I mean there was a big crowd, but you'd like to see a huge crowd there. I don't know if it'll happen, but while Putin is alive, he will never allow Ukraine in NATO. He believes in Russia being whole. Yeah, well, a lot of those people think Ukraine shouldn't exist. It's just Russia. They think that that's their rightful land. It's like China and Taiwan. You made me and my employees rolling when you were covering the submarine story. Yeah, I remember that story. Will you please respond to my question about peaceful transfer of power? Well, there'll be a peaceful transfer between from Biden to Trump. I mean, that was already established when Biden met Trump in the White House, like, on Wednesday. Was Tim Walz a big mistake? Yeah, but I don't think it didn't really matter. I mean, with how much she lost by, I don't think it would have mattered who they would have picked. But it was a dumb choice. Yes, it just made no sense. If you're going for a white dude, you need to pick someone who's more masculine. Who would have won Trump versus Hillary Part 2? Trump would have won that. But they would have never put Hillary back. They would have never given Hillary a chance if she already lost to Trump. I wonder what limits are on. Oh, I'm sure there's a lot of limits on the missile use, but them just getting approved is the story. Should we cut Social Security, Medicare, or raise the tax Social Security so we can keep entitlements financially sovereign? Your opinion? Well, I know a lot of liberals were bitching about Trump doing that. I mean, I don't want to raise the tax personally. Yeah, there's no. It's just so unpopular to do that, man. I mean, what agencies will Doge cut out? I guess Department of Education. They're saying for sure. I wonder. I wonder if that's a thing. Maybe that's something on here. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Yeah, a lot of growth in terms of like the moving the United States forward is hampered by the current needs of the population and wanting the current population to be happy. Because maybe the best thing for the current population isn't the best thing for the United States over the next 100 years, but you can't really change it because if you change it, you're going to be voted out. Thoughts on Trump cutting energy costs by 50%? Well, drill, baby. He's going to say by drilling, that's how they're going to do it. I don't know if it's going to be 50%. We should take over Mexico. That would be more of a headache, man. That would be a massive headache. Dark, what's up, man? Do you think allowing Musk to have mass? This is a good question. I'm guessing this is going to be a good question. Do you think allowing Musk to have massive influence he has on the Republican Party is a massive problem, considering he's not conservative? Well, I thought your question was going to be about him being a billionaire and him having this much of influence. I was a little bit surprised the amount of influence he's had. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I think Musk is really smart, but I didn't expect it to be this much. Like, I mean, he's hanging out with Trump every day. They're like best friends. I didn't expect this. I mean, it is what it is. There's always going to be the money in politics, and Musk is going to have crazy influence. But I am a little bit surprised, like how the scale of it. But for Musk, it's better than what Soros does, where he hides behind the gaze of being anonymous and just controls everything. And at least, I mean, I believe Musk, in terms of like what I want to see for the United States, Musk certainly fits closer to my belief than any like liberal, you know, Kamala Harris and who I mean, if Harris got in, it'd be the exact same thing as it is now. There's nothing that would change. It's the exact same, and Harris would have less control than even Biden because she has no leg to stand on. The whole dynamic between Harris and the Democrats is they just installed her. So what power does she have to really change anything? And what would she even do? I just don't think she'd do anything. But I understand what you're saying. Like, well, you're saying he's not an actual conservative. I mean, to me, that's like Trump wasn't a conservative either. So I don't really think that point is really necessary. But I didn't expect Musk to have this much. Is celebrity endorsement dead? Well, I think the general public should treat celebrity endorsements as negatives because these celebrities, they're all extremely rich. They all look down on the general public and then they say, you must vote for this person. Why? Because I, who's in a way better position in life than you, I'm telling you to vote for this person. So that should be looked down upon. Why should the general public, who already is so much less than these celebrities, they finally have the same say as them when it comes to a general election? Why should they listen to the celebrity now? That's the time you don't listen to them. Maybe Biden wants all that stuff his son had going on there blown to dust. Can't investigate when the evidence is gone. Yeah, that's not. So you're saying he wants Ukraine to get blown up so there's no evidence against his corruption in Ukraine? Come on. Do you think the case, the Trump case on the 26th, or get thrown? It's got to get thrown away. The will of the people. I mean, no, that would just be the liberal thing to do to try and put him in jail or something. And when Trump just won everything, it'd be the liberal thing to do. I don't think they can do anything. They're kind of screwed. You're saying I wish Mexico didn't exist. I wish Mexico had a better control of their population. That's what I would say about Mexico. Thoughts on Dems asking for an election recount? It's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. Election recounts, it's not going to end in anything. I mean, what are they even asking for a recount on? Maybe a Senate race? I mean, there's nothing that was even close enough to be able to recount anything. I mean, if you get a state within like a half a point, you can talk about a recount. But even that, it never changes. Surprised, do you think the 2016 crowd was small for the inauguration? Well, it was smaller than Obama's. And I know they dressed the whole Obama thing up like the first black president, but still, it was. You think the NFL will ban the Trump dance? I mean, I don't think so. Not with Trump winning, but who knows? They could just say no political, affiliations. You can't do that stuff because it's political. That's what they would say. But I mean, they're just hypocrites with the kneeling stuff. That's what we're. Do you think the realignment has happened where the Republican Party is now anti-establishment, where the Democratic Party is pro-establishment? Yeah, it definitely has changed. Seems like the Democrats are now pro-war, Republicans anti-war. It's interesting. There's all these shifts in politics. Realignment not complete. Still have to 2028 and 2032. Well, I don't know if they're gonna win. I mean, dude, winning that many elections in a row is hard. You could win two in a row. I don't know. I mean, if Trump has a good run, a good enough run, I mean, Vance he's not going to be given an incumbent advantage, but it's going to be close. I mean, if Vance ends up being the choice, we don't know for sure, but if Vance ends up being the choice, what if Ukraine nukes Russia? They can't unless they get nukes from NATO. No, these are not. This is not nukes. This is just missiles, man. It's not about U.S. versus Mexico. It's about Democrats bringing new immigrants to buy votes, but ironically, they're too conservative. And now a lot of the immigrants that come in are liberal. I mean, it's like 75-25. That's why they bring them in. Better play for Dems to pretend they never contest elections. Well, this is just what they're doing with this. If they're really asking for recounts, it's dumb. They're never going to win anything. They're not going to win any of these recounts. It's too big of margins. There would have to be a massive, massive change. Yeah, John Jones giving Trump the belt. That was pretty sweet. You'd prefer DeSantis in 2028? Well, it's unlikely to me. It's unlikely. I mean, I don't have anything against DeSantis, but he hurt himself a little bit there trying to the primary run against MAGA. But I think he's rebuilt his image. He's liked by most people within the Republican Party. But he kind of got he just he hurt his name a little bit with the primary. Imagine NATO giving nukes to Ukraine. Yeah, there's no way they would give nukes to Ukraine. It would just like why would you trust even Ukraine to you? Like it's just no, you're not gonna do that. DeSantis will replace Rubio. Yeah, I heard. I mean, does DeSantis really want to do that though? I guess. I think DeSantis wants to be the president, but if he has to settle for that with his term coming up in 2026, and then who's gonna take over as governor? His wife? Did you support Ron Paul in '08 and 2012? No, I was too young. But I mean Ron Paul, I was too young for that. Vance versus Bashir. Yeah, I saw some liberals predicting Bashir, Andy Bashir. I don't think it's gonna be him. He's like a little yes boy. It's just I don't see the liberals picking him. I mean maybe, but uh, that's a fine prediction if you want to predict that. It's possible it could be him. He kind of, I guess, he seems likable, but he also seems like he could get run over in like a debate. He seems like a pushover almost from looking at it from the outside. But I'd have to watch him more. Odds Trump is at the Army Navy game. It's certainly possible. Imagine a scenario where Biden actually died in July. Yeah, there was a rumor about that. I remember that. I mean, they would get more sympathy. That's for sure. The Liberal Party would. rather than the way they did it. I mean, they did it the exact opposite of sympathy. They forced him out. Did you hear Dem say Iowa's in play in 2028 because RFK wants Coca-Cola to use sugarcane instead of high fructose corn syrup or whatever? Yeah, I did see that on X. I mean, they can't give Iowa up. I mean, leave Iowa alone. Please leave Iowa alone. Iowa's just trying to exist. It's a nice Republican state. They should just focus on Kansas. I thought they wanted to flip Kansas. I mean, we'll flip New Jersey. They can have Iowa. No, they're not going to get Iowa, but it's interesting to see how many libs are saying Republicans suppressed the 10 million voters in 2024 versus 2020, and that 2024 has been stolen. Well, I mean, dude, the thing is with that, you have to understand it's the internet, and that is not the liberal narrative. So even arguing that won't matter because the actual liberals, if you were to mainstream liberals, would not argue that it was stolen or anything. The fringe crazy, I mean, the same fringe crazy people said Trump staged his own assassination attempt when somebody died and they said it was staged. So I would just say, focusing on that, it doesn't matter because people are just going to say random shit on the internet no matter what. And the thing with liberals is they're just like conservatives. They'll say just random shit. I mean, so they'll say it's stolen, it's rigged, there's no way Trump could win. But their party just doesn't view it that way. So even arguing it, you're just arguing with fringe people that it's just a waste. Also seen reports Storm Shadow also got the green. Yeah, the Mexican Coke apparently is better. Make America healthy again tomorrow. Yeah, with the McDonald's. Dems will take Texas in 2028. Rest in peace to that. I thought it was Florida they were taking. Remember the fact that LRBM's long-range ballistic missiles could possibly reach Moscow, but I doubt they would never go for Moscow, bro. I mean, you're inviting World War III if you try and use these NATO missiles there. Devil's fan, thank you for that. You're great, DG. Love your videos. Great job on the election. I'll watch whatever topics you cover. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, someone was saying they're like, did you pick Kamala to win? I was like, bruh. I predicted the exact result. Mark DeWine? You mean Mike DeWine? No chance. For what role? Chances of Ron DeSantis beating out Vance for primary in 2028? I mean, I'd have to say low. Because Vance is going to have the backing of MAGA, and that's everything right now in this party. What escalation? The Ukraine front lines are on the verge of total collapse. I mean, but to be fair, they've been saying that for 2 years. So Russia can hit Ukraine any way you can imagine, but Ukraine is not allowed to strike back. No, Ukraine can strike back, but not with NATO missiles. Ukraine can manufacture their own missiles and hit Ukraine all and hit Russia all they want. I wouldn't stop that. I mean, I don't want it to happen because it is escalation. Popular vote versus electoral college. I'm for electoral college. Ukraine is actually Russia. That is true, and that's how Russia views it. But again, you're getting into things where it's like, if you allow Russia to do this sets a bad precedent. It's a complicated thing. Trump wants out of NATO. I mean, it's hard to say he wants out of NATO. It's very complicated to get out of NATO. But he definitely wants NATO to be. There needs to be changes with NATO. Every Republican knows that, or most Republicans know that. And Trump even, put pressure on NATO his first term, anyways. What should the GOP do about Kansas and Utah trending left, and how do they stop it, especially Utah, since they have the youngest average population average? Well, I mean, trending left in terms of what? Kansas has been trending left for a while. Utah, I mean, dude, Trump won those states by like 17 or 18 points. I don't think it's necessarily a big deal right now. Especially if you want to talk about states trending. There's a lot of liberal states that are trending conservative that have more electoral votes than both of those states. Byron Donalds next. I would be surprised. Maybe as a VP, I guess, for Vance, if they would do that. The idea that Russia can or will invade Western Europe is laughable. Well, they'll argue that, yeah, Western Europe, you're right. They don't have the means to do that. I guess Eastern Europe's another story. Cali almost went red. California, no. No, no, no. Could a Vance Donald Trump tick Vance? What do you mean Donald Trump? You're talking about Donald Trump as a VP. He couldn't be a VP, man. I think the rule is he could be a VP for 2 years or something after serving 2 years, but it would be like a temporary thing. John Ossoff got the Democratic nomination. Would I be scared? Yeah, he's like the white Obama. They're saying. I don't know, man. I've seen him talk. He's got energy. I'll give him that. From Georgia. What is Biden doing? Biden's not doing a damn thing. These orders are not coming from Biden. It will be Vance Vivek. Vance named his son after Vivek. Yeah, that blew my mind because I didn't even know they knew each other, and I was like, bro, it's kind of strange, honestly. Your channel has really grown since the last time I was here. Well, thank you. Putin is looking for buffer land between him and NATO in major commercial shipping opportunities. Yeah, that's what he's looking to achieve. And I mean, listen, if there is a peace deal, there's going to be something to where there's going to be, there's no way that NATO is going to be able to join, or Russia's or Ukraine's going to be able to join NATO for the foreseeable future if there is a peace deal, because Russia will never accept a peace deal if it's not like that. Trump cannot be a VP. Whatever disqualifies you from being a president disqualifies you for VP, i.e., serving 2 terms. Yeah. Well, the reason I said there might be like a temporary 2 year thing was because they were saying that about Obama being VP. Liberals were saying that he could potentially serve as like a temporary 2-year thing. I don't know what the stipulation was, but no, you're right. Red New York State 2036, trust the plan. I mean, 2036, yeah, you're talking like 3 more election cycles, so I mean, who knows, man? New York's going to lose electoral votes, though. I mean, did you see the realignment in electoral votes? The craziness with that? Let me see if I could find this. Oh, look at this. Liberals going out at some, like, Democrat's house because the Democrat said that men should not be in women's sports. Oh, look at this. McDonald's, man. Dude, I did have McDonald's once, like, a few months ago, man. I don't know. Dude, look at Mike Johnson. The dude's a lapdog. This is a lapdog. I mean, Mike Johnson, man, you got to give him credit, you know? Did you see Frozen Mitch McConnell today say he was going to run at 84 years old in 2026? Oh God. Mitch McConnell, we got to give up. Look how clean that carpet is. My God. They just vacuumed that carpet. It's got to be so crazy to live like that. Like you got people just vacuuming all around and everything's clean and stuff. Yeah, this guy just walks into the jungle. Like you think he'd go back here? Bro is gone to the jungle. What if they just showed him walking into a tree? They just showed him walking into a tree. Mike is a hack, but oh well. Yeah, I mean, as long as he goes along with it, I mean, it's all right. I'm trying to find that one. Oh yeah, this is it. See, I don't know if this is actually correct because properly appointed electoral votes in 2024. I think this is based off of all of the movement in terms of the COVID and shifting the populations. Because California, listen, this is not going to be officially updated until 2030 with the census, but California is going to lose a lot. New York is going to lose a decent amount. Illinois is going to lose a few. Florida is going to gain. Idaho is going to gain. Texas is going to gain. I also think there's a few other states that are going to gain that Republican states, I'm saying, that are going to gain electoral votes. These liberal states are just losing people. And you know what? By the way, when it comes to the way they count these electoral votes, is another problem. They count them with illegals. It's not just registered voter or eligible voters. It's with illegals when it comes to the census. And so they use the census to determine the electoral votes allocation per state, which should not happen. And I think that's got to be challenged. But you get a lot of these illegals out. That's probably going to snipe off another few electoral votes for liberals, especially if they get thrown out of like California or New York. Will Democrats get their recount in swing states? It's irrelevant. The states aren't even close to being close enough to win a recount. I mean, there would have to be such an egregious error. A recount in a state that you lost by like 1 point is a very low chance. The only time you win a recount, like if you lose by like 0.3, like Trump lost Arizona in 2020 by 0.3, you could do a recount for Arizona. You could do a recount for Georgia. But you lose a state by like 1.5, 2 points, 3 points. You're not going to accomplish anything with a recount other than a waste of time and resources. When does the liberal J6 happen? They're not going to do it. They're not. I mean, it would be good for Republican political leverage, but they would never do that. But there's no reason to do that. 2024 was a completely different election than 2020 because liberals are like, well, see, we didn't do anything bad in 2024. They didn't even declare the election in 2020 until 4 days after it. I mean, it's completely different. Thoughts on Mitt Romney 2028? Mitt Romney, Paul Ryan running it back. Oh my God. Maybe they need to run as independents or something. I mean, they're not going to have a chance. Tennessee is gaining one. It wouldn't surprise me with Nashville. Shouldn't Vermont, Rhode Island, and Maine lose electoral votes because they have a very aged population? Well, I mean, those people would have to pass away for them to lose electoral votes, so their population would have to go down. It really doesn't happen that quickly. Did you see New York's voter turnout decreased by 11%? That people just not going to vote or population decreased more than we thought. That's a lot of that is people not going to vote because Trump was able to make up a ton of votes. A lot, some of that is people just didn't want liberals didn't want to vote in a lot of the safe liberal states. That's part of it. But I mean, those 2020 numbers, I feel like were so inflated. I don't know if I can believe a lot of those 2020 numbers because they were just so record high. The 2020 numbers in New Jersey were crazy as well, believe it or not. Like New Jersey. You're thinking Romney Pence 2028. That would look good on a sign, Romney Pence. That's the pillars of the Republican Party. Vance, Hawley, 2028. I don't know if it's gonna be. I think it would be Vance and like Vivek or Gabbard at this point. How quickly does Trump end Russia Ukraine? Well, Trump could end it very quickly if he demanded, if he said there's going to be no more money for Ukraine. Ukraine really has no leverage, right? The leverage Ukraine has is based on NATO support. So if NATO support dries up, they're screwed. Now, for Russia, they do have leverage because they're willing to wage war. NATO doesn't want war. They've waged the war. So their leverage is the fact that they've already waged war and NATO wants peace. So there's going to have to be some type of an agreement. And listen, they're gonna swing it as Russian appeasement. You're appeasing Putin, but it's gonna have to be they're gonna have to annex some of that land in eastern Ukraine at least, and then there's gonna be a demilitarized zone, and there's gonna be a commitment that Ukraine will not join NATO. I mean, Ukraine never should have been allowed into NATO in the first place. That's not what NATO was about. NATO was not about adding all of Europe to make some crazy military pact and just that's just not what it is. And they had like Finland into NATO and all these other countries. It's like, I mean, the problem with this is you're going to get an Axis pact with all the big dogs from the East. And then it's like, so what has NATO done? It's just created an opposing military agreement. That's just going to escalate it and make it worse. I don't think most people realize that a party's VP is almost always guaranteed its presidential nomination, hence why it will almost certainly be Vance. Well, it's not even just that, it's also Vance is very young, growing as a politician. Like, he just, like, the trajectory is so great for Vance to be the pick. But also, it's the MAGA thing. Like, as long as he has MAGA support, it's going to be very hard for anyone to. I mean, that's why I said even before the election, Vance was going to be the obvious pick. It's just the way it goes. It very likely. Any chance Brandon Herrera becomes the FTF? I don't know, man. The old Warsaw Pact? Yeah, it'd be something like that. Palmer Report. There's an old name. Is that dude still on Twitter? Palmer Report was one of those like guys that I like when I was younger that I would see one of the liberal accounts during Trump's first term on Twitter. Just a liberal news. The Krasensteins I used to always see as well. I don't really see them anymore. But I'm sure they're still posting, but Why wasn't Vance with Trump at UFC? I mean, I don't know. I don't think it matters, man. It's not that big of a deal. It's time for Jeb Bush to run and sweep the Electoral College. Dude, this was crazy. Oh, you can't hear it?
Has been slow in providing military support. Make no mistake about this. We promised them 33 Abrams tanks in January. I heard again 2 weeks ago in Ukraine, they still don't have them. We've been telling them we'll train their F-16 pilots, but now they're saying maybe January we'll let somebody transfer some jets.
I'm sorry, Mr. Vice President, have you, I know you're running for president. You are distressed that the Ukrainians don't have enough American tanks. Every city in the United States has become much worse over the past 3 years.
Yeah.
Drive around. There's not one city that's gotten better in the United States. And it's visible. Our economy has degraded. The suicide rate has jumped. Public filth and disorder and crime have exponentially increased. And yet, your concern is that the Ukrainians, a country most people can't find on a map, who've received tens of billions of U.S. tax dollars, don't have enough tanks. I think it's a fair question to ask, like, where's the concern for the United States in that?
Well, it's not my concern.
But how do you answer that? He's like, where's the concern for the United States? And then he says, that's not my concern.
Tanks. I think it's a fair question to ask, like, where's the concern for the United States in that?
Well, it's not my concern. Tucker, I've heard that routine from you before, but it's not my concern.
But, like, the idea of Tucker having a back and forth with Pence, it's just like, Pence is like a fish out of water. Yeah, he, like, bullied Pence. That was like that was like stuffing him in a locker. He answered it so awkwardly. Well, he just, like, there's no way you're, like, how, where's the concern for the American people? That's not my concern. What? Pence will be remembered by no one in 10 years. I mean, yeah, but he was Trump's VP. I mean, VPs do, it depends. He was like a one-term VP. Just goes to show you how much better the Trump administration will be. Well, yeah, Pence was always just a yes man, though, until the January 6th thing. But he was always just mainly there. The evangelical vote for Trump to win, he helped with that, I guess. But just in general, he was a traffic cone. He's a traffic cone. Dude, but, like, the idea of Pence, like, it's like saying, it's like the equivalent of a rich kid saying, well, I just checked outside and I don't have my Camaro back from the shop. It needs new tires. Like when Pence was like, I just checked, Ukraine doesn't have their fighter jets yet. And he's running for, he's like, we still have, the Biden administration promised Ukraine the 15 F-2 tanks. The last I checked, they didn't have them yet. Those were promised in last February. It's just such a hilarious clip. Jank is trying to do this Republican psyop, like trying to appeal to Republicans now, like all this shit. I thought the left would like that. A lot of the left likes this. They like the support for Ukraine and think it should be. I mean, look at Alex Soros. He's the main liberal donor. What are the odds on another assassination attempt on Trump? I mean, I hope nothing happens, but I mean, it's hard to say. It's hard to say nothing's going to happen considering there were already two before Trump even got in. But now Trump's security is going to be so elevated, it's going to be very hard, hopefully. I feel like this account just tweets political shit. I don't know, maybe not. Yeah, like, what does this have to do about, like, with whales and in crypto? Zelensky thinks that Trump's gonna end the conflict quickly. Am I liking Blue Sky? I don't use Blue Sky. I mean, I think I saw it like I think I went on it like 2 years ago just because I was looking through other apps, like other social media apps, and I didn't really like it. I mean, I'm sure it's a liberal cesspool now. I'm guessing Blue Sky. Well, they tried to do it with Threads, but Threads usability was terrible. I'm sure Blue Sky is going to be like another version of Reddit. It's just going to be a liberal cesspool. And then these liberals act like it's the next big thing. It's just a liberal cesspool. I mean, look at what happens when you have a platform like X, when you've got, it's like the main hub. So there's going to be conservatives, there's going to be liberals. When you try and splinter off from that, like a Truth Social, it just turns into a right-wing echo chamber cesspool. Blue Sky, a left-wing echo chamber cesspool. You're not going to get what Twitter has because you don't have the user interaction. Like, that's the problem is, no matter what they do, whether it's Blue Sky, Threads, you're not going to get the Republicans to join it. So you can go there and say it's better because there's no bots, but it's just a liberal echo chamber. How is that any different from Reddit? Or it doesn't accomplish anything. So they can go there. I mean, it doesn't matter though. Blue Sky is an insult to Blue Sky. Yeah, I know. It's like I like blue skies and stuff. I like clear skies, but it is kind of funny that they have that. What is the path to getting Matt Gaetz appointed? Probably the Senate would have to be in recess, and Trump would do it on a temporary 2-year thing, and then they would reassess it in 2 years. Will X ever be renamed Twitter again? Not if Musk keeps control of it. It's never going to go back to Twitter. I mean, dude, honestly, listen. I understand Musk wants his name on it and stuff. Twitter was an amazing name. I'm not going to lie, it was. I mean, Twitter was an amazing name for an app like this, but, you know. Jack Dorsey isn't even a part of Blue Sky anymore. Yeah, dude, Dorsey, like, I feel like he's more. I guess he's a liberal, but I don't know, man. It seemed like Dorsey was kind of coming around. I mean, I haven't really seen anything on Dorsey recently, but it seemed like he was like, I'm really not this liberal, you know, like, I don't know. I thought he was kind of changing like Zuckerberg maybe to be more libertarian, but I haven't read up on him recently. You're used to X. Yeah, I mean, I'm used to X, I guess. Yeah, I am used to X, honestly. I don't really call it Twitter anymore. I mean, sometimes I do, though. I think I actually called it Twitter tonight. Parler failed, yeah. It's the Republican echo chamber. But Parler was also hard to use as well. I mean, if you're going to make an app that's harder to use than trying to get people to come over from another app, it's a miserable thing. So social media is just, it's hard to have different apps that are the exact same and expect people to migrate from the main one, the one where they've built all their following. You think Zuckerberg is becoming more based? Well, I mean, he's obviously changing. We'll see what he ends up doing in the future. Dorsey quits Blue Sky board and urges users to stay on Elon Musk's X. Is that true? I didn't know Dorsey didn't like Blue Sky. I mean, he created it. Saw a story on X of a Secret Service agent traced to Antifa. Is that a real story? I didn't see that story. I don't know. They took Parler down after January 6th. Seriously? Oh, you mean they took it off the App Store and stuff? Yeah, they took a lot of shit off. I do remember that. That's what they're able to use January 6th as an excuse to silence conservatives. But I mean, like, they openly want to silence conservatives. It's not, and Musk controlling X just destroyed it for them. Controlling X is just so priceless. It really is. Parler, Gab, and Truth. Yeah, those are the three conservative ones that they tried to create in a counter to Twitter censorship. And it never worked. Dan Bongino could be appointed new Secret Service director. I thought he was already appointed, or maybe it was just somebody rumored it. I thought I saw it was somebody said that it happened. What are your thoughts on conservatives like Shapiro and Crowder? Do you think they hurt conservatives? I mean, I don't really have any. I mean, there's just, I guess, conservative influencers. I mean, do they hurt conservatives' reputation? Reputation in terms of what? Dorsey left Blue Sky about 6 months ago. Yeah, but I didn't know he came out against it. Someone was saying he came out against it. Rumble is a YouTube clone. Yeah, but those other three, Parler, Gab, and Truth, are basically Twitter clones. Rumble, I don't. I mean, Rumble is fine, I guess, but it's another one. It's just all conservative media. So it's like, if you start something new and you say, well, if you're getting censored, you can come here. But, that's obviously it's not going to attract any liberals. I think the best thing you can do when starting a new social media, and I think Blue Sky originally it wasn't going to be like this, but this is unfortunately what it turns into when the big boy, the Twitter, becomes so political in terms of like, well, now Musk has it and liberals want to leave it. But like, if you start a social media, it can't be we're one way or another. You need to try and draw everyone in. That should be the goal. But that's unlikely to happen because if one side gets on first, then the other side's got no incentive to go on. But like, Republicans have no incentive to leave X. Liberals have every incentive to. They hate Musk. They hate the owner. Is Kick falling off? I never watch Kick. I mean, I never watched any of that streaming stuff. The only streams I'll watch are on YouTube, if anything. But I really never watch Twitch. I mean, I feel like Twitch is just like the interface of it's not good to watch a stream. But I never watch Kick. I don't know, man. I mean, Kick's got a ton of money. How did Kick get all their money? They give contracts out crazy. You think you can hit 250K by 2025? I don't know. I probably need some big breaking news or something to do that. BitChute? Yeah, that's another one. That's like an art. You can upload anything on that, I think. I also use locals. You can say stuff on there you can't say on YouTube. Oh, yeah, no, definitely. Two years ago, they loved the Musk. I don't know when the Musk shift was. I know. I feel like the Musk shift for liberals was earlier. I mean, the liberals will love billionaires as long as they donate to them. I think it's owned by Saudis. Owned by a gambling company. Did you read Mitch McConnell said there will be no recess appointments? Well, there needs to be for Gates to get. These rhinos are gonna have to get the fuck out of the way. I mean, this is. I'll have to look into that tonight. Because you are right, the Senate does need to be in recess for that to happen. Trump cannot just do it. Is Truth Social the most successful Twitter clone? No, there's no way Truth Social is the most successful. I mean, Truth is, I think, the most successful. Ugh. I want to say there was another one that was. It definitely isn't Threads, though. I mean, maybe in terms of users, maybe it is. But I mean, Truth Social was just forced by Trump. That's why. And a bunch of Trump people joined it. Would I vote for Kamala for $500,000? Just me personally, absolutely. One singular vote for Kamala for 500K in Ohio? Yeah. Gab? I never really looked into Gab, honestly, man. I mean, I heard about it. I never looked into it. Mastodon was popular for 5 minutes, but yeah, well, dude, that's what happens with all of them. They get popular for 5 minutes and then no one cares. It's the same thing that happened to Threads. But dude, Mastodon is weird. It's not like a normal site. Like you have to subscribe to certain people's channel. It's really strange. Like it's almost like one of those. It's like it's almost like a journalist type site. I feel like. Do I still talk sports? Yeah, I'll do some sports videos every now and then. You do it for 5K, $5,000, yeah. I imagine that's where Kamala's campaign money went, anyways. Yeah, just paying people. I mean, how do you lose $1 billion? Like, I mean, they just spent money like crazy. Well, they got more money than Trump, and they still lost. I have not played BO6, dude. I don't like them. I mean, dude, they really. And this isn't even nostalgia. The games are just worse. The maps suck. I saw the Black Ops 6 maps look so just generic to me. I miss BO1, honestly. Thoughts on Project 2025? I mean, it's, Trump's going to use some of the things on there. He's not going to, I mean, that wasn't his, Project 2025 looked bad because it seemed like they were trying to circumvent checks and balances and make him an authoritarian dictator, and that's not something that can even happen. But there are things on there that they're just Republican agenda. And you heard Trump was going to pay Kamala's 20 million debt. Yeah, apparently he had leftover money. That's hilarious, man. It's like the same idea for pardoning Hunter Biden. It's just like it's a troll. That's like a good deed, but it's such a troll. Would you rather see the Rays stay in Florida or Nashville? Nashville. I mean, Florida is just it's just not. They just don't have the demand for it. They don't. I mean, maybe if they go to the Tampa area more across the bridge, it could work, I guess. Beyonce on stage. Remember when they said Beyonce was coming? That's what they should have spent the money on, is Beyonce on the at the DNC. DPG. I like that abbreviation, honestly. Normally it's just DG. You think the championship teams will protest Trump again? I highly doubt it. Maybe the women's teams, but not the men's. Yeah, I'm heavily in crypto, man. I'm heavily in crypto. Yeah, these people are like, oh, you support well, no, there's things in Project 2025 that are Republican. They're conservative core principles. I mean, not everything is, but there are things that are in there. So yes, there are things that are good. That if it's just a Republican principle. Will you cover GTA 6? Dude, you know what I was thinking about GTA 6? That might break a record for the amount of people streaming a game. I think it has to when GTA 6 comes out. I don't think a game will have more anticipation than GTA 6. Would you fight in Ukraine for $1 billion? I would. What's there to lose? Well, I mean, what are the stipulations of this? I mean, what you're talking about? How long do I have to fight there? Can I flee? Can I become a prisoner of war? Can I try and flee into the Black Sea? If Elon follows through on his threat to primary everyone who goes against Trump, wouldn't that make Elon the most powerful person in the world over even, well, you're talking about billionaires being more powerful than presidents. That would be the thing that you're talking about. It wouldn't just be Elon. It's also other people that manipulate elections like Soros as well. But I mean, Elon doesn't have control of the military. So that I mean, how many millions did Taylor Swift get? Did Taylor Swift actually no, she just endorsed, right? She never even performed. There was always speculation that she would perform for Kamala, and it never happened. But she endorsed like at the worst time. It was like during the DN, like after Kamala gave her speech at the DNC. It was just dumb. Well, the Taylor Swift endorsement didn't work based on the timing. It was never going to matter anyways, though. But they should have held off on the Taylor Swift endorsement for later in the cycle. You got to get rich or die trying. Well, then you should try crypto, honestly, man. That's how you get rich or die trying is crypto. Would I rather meet Jank or Alex Jones? I'll meet Alex. Post debate. Ah, you're right. Post debate wasn't post DNC. Do I have a subreddit? No, I don't. No, there's no way I'd have a subreddit. You have to be very culturally relevant to have a subreddit. Like you got to be like an actual known commodity. Like you guys know the Republican influencers that are known. You know, to get a subreddit, or you have to be just really like it's. But honestly, the thing that happens with subreddits, because liberal Reddit is so liberal, the subreddits just turn on whoever that's about. Like all the subreddits just hey, if you're a conservative influencer, the subreddit's just gonna turn on you. I mean, it's just gonna turn on you, man. Would you go on Joe Rogan if invited? I mean, I don't know who wouldn't go. Oh yeah, Kamala wouldn't go on. That's right. I mean, dude, anyone would go on Joe Rogan. That's just amazing for publicity alone. Anyone in my position, or even people more famous than me, would. Remember when people thought Taylor Swift could turn Tennessee blue? I never seen anything about Tennessee being blue. That I'll be honest. To be fair to liberals, I never seen anything about Tennessee. I've seen things about Kansas, Iowa, Florida, Ohio, Alabama. No, not Alabama. Alaska. I've seen things about Alaska. Bro, you're asking how much I have in crypto. It's not important, dude. I'd have a. Let me just tell you, I'd have a. Oh my god, the amount of shit that I missed. I'm trying to play catch up with crypto. It's not good. But it's the. I mean, we'll see. Yeah, you're just trolling now. Someone thought the Dakotas would go blue. Yeah, I mean South Dakota is a little bit more liberal than North, but there's not even a point in trying to get the Dakotas. The Dakotas have such like 3 electoral votes each. What in the hell is that language? Did you invest in Bitcoin? No, I never invested in Bitcoin personally. I was too young to get Bitcoin anyways. Brooklyn Defiant. Yeah, that's a paid liberal shill. You know, Brooklyn's an OG though. I remember him during the first I remember when him during the first Trump administration. Remember when the Krasensteins kept having a bot like comment right under Trump's post with their accounts? That was weird, man. That was back in like 2017, 2018. Did you see the photo of RFK? Yeah, I saw with McDonald's and Elon. I saw that. Is this move to ensure World War III? No, this doesn't ensure World War III. It would escalate it, but it doesn't ensure World War III. I mean, if anything, it would give Russia more leverage to escalate it themselves because they could just say the West is funding Ukraine, giving them missiles to bomb us, so we can strike back and launch an offensive. Why is Montana the most liberal states? I mean, I think it's just based off of Bozeman and Billings. You should invest in Mog. I mean, Mog, I think Mog will do well, but it's already at like $1 billion. Mog or Giga. What is Giga at, like 500 million right now? I like Mog more, but Giga probably is. They're both good. Yeah, you know, one of the things I've noticed, well, and other people noticed as well, there's a lot of these liberal influencers, specifically younger liberal influencers, that will get just crazy engagement, like 100K likes. And it's like, I mean, those have got to be bots. I don't even know that Tucker Carlson gets this engagement that these liberal influencers are getting. Like it's absurd. Feel like we're in the bro culture now, crypto, Elon, Trump. Well, everyone's talking about crypto because it's going up and it's going to be a bull market. Did you ever buy Doge? No, I never buy. I never bought the OG Doge coin. I mean, what is Doge at? It's at like 30 billion. They have like 200K likes. I know it's weird, man. They get like more likes than Trump on his tweets. It's like they get more likes than Kamala. Kamala needs to be botting on X. I guess it doesn't matter anymore. Mark Cuban going into an early retirement. I don't know what happened to Mark Cuban. He went away. No, Mark Cuban honestly is smart. He's just letting it simmer down. He's gonna let it simmer down another few months and then probably try and work his way back into like and try and like, you know, be nice to Elon and try and work with them and say they're doing and he's gonna try and just get back into the swing of things in a few months. He's gonna stay out of it for a little while though. Elon putting the Cuban glasses on. Yeah, I saw that at the fight. Yeah, he's got to get rid of the glasses. I think he will. A lot of Dems want Cuba to run in 2028. I think that's reactionary because of Trump winning. I don't think they'll feel that way in 2027. They right now they're like, oh, we need our own billionaire, but I think that's probably just reactionary. Trump will kick Elon to the curb. It's only a matter of time. It'll be interesting to see what happens with their relationship. I'll agree with you there. It'll be interesting. I know that's a liberal talking point. Love your videos, man. Make some stadium videos. Yeah, I mean, I did do an update on the Rays stadium. There might actually be. I haven't really seen much state. I haven't looked. I haven't looked into a lot of the stadium stuff. If there's like a big stadium thing, I'll do a video on it. I just don't think there's been any big things that have come out. We need a Joe Rogan or Tim Pool. Yeah, that's also what they said. I mean, they controlled all of the mainstream for how long? I mean, do you really need a? I mean, like a Rogan is like an independent dude. He's not even this right wing guy. And Poole, I mean, there are liberal people that are, I think, around equivalent to Poole. But Rogan, it was always like an independent. He was never really this right wing dude until like really the COVID stuff. And even then, he didn't claim to be right wing. Do you think the Oakland A's stadium will actually come out into it? I have big doubts about that. I have big doubts about it. I haven't seen recent updates on it, but it seems like everything the A's do is mismanaged. I think the Rays should move to Nashville, yes. Yeah, the NFL has totally changed from the kneeing dating app. I don't use dating apps, man. I think dating apps for men, they're. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen the videos. You're not gonna want to use those. I'm telling you. You're not gonna find a. You're gonna be punching down. Let's just say, based on all the horny men versus. It's just there's too many men. You see the Oreo wall renovations? Yeah, I got a little bit pissed off by that. So is there just going to be a dead zone in between? Dude, this is what these teams do. The City Field has the exact same thing. There's just going to be a dead zone now in between the previous wall that they had. I mean, they definitely needed to move it in, but they need to do something with that area. Put a nice little water thing in there or something. I don't know. But like if they just put a dead zone there, it's going to look like shit. So I don't know what they're going to do there, but if it's just a dead zone, it's going to look like shit. It's good Vivek teaming up with Elon because Trump would probably boot Elon faster without Vivek, but Vivek could keep him around longer. Yeah, no, I think Trump's and Elon's relationship. I can't really speculate on what's going to happen to it. I mean, Trump, it's hard to predict with Trump. Let's just say that. But I mean, Elon obviously is very powerful and rich, and I'm sure Trump values that. So it's and Vivek and Elon working together. That's going to be a good relationship. Jerry Jones will never, 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 never sell the Cowboys. It's not going to happen. Rick Scott just said, yes, there will be recess appointments. Of course there will. It's the process that needs to happen. Trump's going to need it. Do you remember that conservative dating only app? What happened to it? Those apps are like you remember the farmers dating app and stuff, and yeah, I mean those apps, the dating apps are already bad enough, and then when you limit it even more, it's not good. Trump was safer in North Korea than he was in Butler, Pennsylvania. Well, yeah, I mean technically he did have Secret Service protection in North Korea because he was president at the time, but I get what you're saying. Vlog a date, dude. That's a cringe fest, man. Come on. There's a Twitter video of Vivek at his valedictorian speech at 18. Yeah, no, I've seen that before. I saw that like a few years ago when he first ran. It kind of went viral. I don't know, man. The way politicians speak, I have to say, like they don't give actual speeches. You know what I mean? And I understand that when you do all the rallies, you have to just say the same shit, and it's not really a speech because you're talking for 45 minutes. But when are the actual speeches going to happen? I feel like nobody gives actual speeches where like every word is powerful and stuff. It never happens. There's not even speech. I mean, even the State of the Unions are it's all just teleprompter, the achievements and stuff. There's never actual speeches that happen, I feel like when you go do a rally and you talk for an hour, that's not a speech. I mean, I don't view those as political speeches. It's like political propaganda. Both parties. Back in February 2021, I bought Doge $1,000 worth at 4 cents. Currently have more than 20k Doge coins. That's 1k. Yeah, I mean that's what can listen, and that's not even February of 2021. Man, you just missed it too. If you would have bought it a year ago, dude, you would have been rich. Because a year ago, like in 2020, Doge was worth like 1/10 of a cent maybe. Because of the pandemic and everything, but still, dude, that's good. 4 cents. I think Doge is going to go to around $2. So if you've got 20k coins, it's and that's honestly a pretty safe investment. I know people will be like, oh, but dude, Bitcoin, crypto goes in cycles, and Dogecoin, it is the meme coin. That's what all the new. I mean, there's going to be normies piling into Doge in early 2025, buying Doge at a market cap of like 100 billion. That's going to happen. I don't look like I need weight loss. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm underweight weight or overweight. Honestly, I think I'm like 150 for about 5'10". That's honestly a healthy weight. 150. But I mean, if I worked out more, I could definitely get more muscle. Reports saying strikes are limited to Kursk for now, and will be interesting to see if they slowly start to open up where they can strike Moscow. So right now, Moscow's a no. Yeah, they're not going to strike Moscow, man. But this is horrible. This is actually terrible if they are going through with these strikes with NATO missiles. AI and gaming coins, dude. Gaming coins have gotten crushed. I do think gaming coins are at a good they're at a good price. AI is going to go crazy. Any AI shitcoin will go crazy in 2025. But right now, the AI coins are kind of getting crushed from what I've seen. Is Shiba dead? I mean, Shiba's just too high in terms of market cap to really make a lot of money off of it. Get to 160 in muscle. Yeah, that would be a good idea. You want to buy Tesla stock? You'd be buying a high right now. You'd be buying the high. I mean, what is Tesla at right now? Let me look. I want to see Tesla's chart because Tesla was kind of acting like a little bit of a not really a like a higher cap crypto based on what it was doing. But I think it's going to stop doing that because the market cap's going to be too high for it to really boom. Yeah, it's at 300. What is the market cap of it? Oh, I mean the past 5 days. Yeah, it's ballooned. It's up 45% the past month. I mean you're buying the high. That's the problem, dude. Like what was Tesla in 2020? I mean you're still only making like a 6 or 7x. That's the thing with the stock market. That's tough. When will the deportations begin? The deportations will begin on January 20th. Dude, yeah, don't buy XRP. Please just look at XRP's entire chart. Please do not buy XRP. And I'm not saying this as a hater of XRP. Just, I mean, you're better off buying Dow Jones. Okay, maybe, but still, like, you're better off buying the S&P 500 than XRP. Thoughts on AIOs? I mean, what are you talking about? Is that an AI shitcoin? I mean, I never heard of that coin, man. There's a lot of coins like that where they have AI in their name. I mean, look for a low. Listen, this is what I would tell you about the AI coins. Find the AI coins that were created 2023 or 2024, preferably late 2023, and see how they reacted to the first run up in March, because there was a mini AI run in March. And if the coins reacted really well, that's a mini run. So once we have the big AI run, they're going to do even better. So if they like did a 30 or 40x in the mini run in March, you can you would expect a bigger return during the next run. Just look for coins that the AI coins, low market cap, that are new. No coins from 2021 or 2022. You want newer coins. See how they performed. See how many X's they did during the March of 2024, which was, this year during the AI run. And then hopefully they've come back down. But that's what you'd want to look for, because there's going to be a lot more money in the market when the AI coins boom again in 2025. So the idea is they would make you would make even more X's when the AI coins boom again. Because the AI coins right now aren't doing anything. It's all these meme coins, and I'm not even catching the meme coins. I mean, I thought I was going to catch Dark MAGA, but I guess no. What's up with the maple leaves? Oh no, those are just leaves. Those are just falling leaves. It's an animation. It's the fall time. I'm gonna change it to snow. Maybe I should look for a snow. You got to go on Etsy to look for those things. You get nice things. You should definitely invest in stocks long term for your retirement. No, I mean, stocks are definitely safer for sure. I mean, personally, I would love to just with the stocks. I mean, like if you can become rich, I mean, you could just throw a few $1,000,000 into those really safe stocks and just get like a 5 to 10% return every year. If I go back in time, you'll invest a shitload into Bitcoin. Well, you understand it's very hard to actually. A lot of the people that invested into Bitcoin in 2010, 2011, those I mean, you're talking about holding a coin for a decade. That's a lot. Very few people do that. If you buy Bitcoin at like $1 and then the first bull run it's at 120, most people are going to sell. They're not going to hold for another 10 years. So it's all retrospective. But the idea with like these coins is you just want like a 4 or 5 month holding period. I mean, some of the coins I'll hold for longer, but goodbye 50K USD to buy Doge. Well, yeah, no, I mean, I would say, listen, if you wanted a safe coin for 50K, well, you could buy some good AI or layer 1 coins for 50K if you wanted a safe like 10 or 15x. But Doge at this point, do I think it'll 6 or 7x? Let me see the market cap of it. I think it probably will. It's at 37 cents right now. I mean, I said around $2 for Doge. It is at 54 billion. It doesn't like $2.50 maybe. Yeah, you're talking about like a 6x. I mean, but you would have to have a lot of money because that's the thing with Doge is if you're buying Doge, you have to understand this coin has a 0% chance of even doing a 20x. It's just too high in market cap. Understand that it's just too high in market cap. Like if you really wanted to make 100x off Doge, you had to buy it back here. What did it run up to? Around 90 billion? Yeah, it'll definitely be around 300 billion is what I would say for the next high. First time you heard of Bitcoin was when it was $6. Well, that's crazy, man. Favorite NFL team, Browns. Doge, yeah, I'd say like 250. Trump is undoing capital gains tax. Yeah, for U.S. based companies. I mean, I don't know how that's really gonna. I mean, no, it's bullish news for sure. But it's like the main players like Cardano and HBAR and stuff. The high. I don't actually know the amount of altcoins that are U.S. based companies. I mean, that's gonna be very important for people because you're talking about what is the short term capital gains tax? 33%. Getting rid of that. Will Biden go to the beach? I think he deserves it. He was in the Amazon or wherever. I don't know if you saw that video of him today. Where was Biden even at today? He was in some jungle or something. I'm glad to see you honestly telling people what coins won't make you rich. That's rare to find. I've worked full time in Web3 for 6 years now. You were definitely one of the good ones. Well, I mean, that's just obvious. I mean, if anyone's telling you you can get rich off a Dogecoin, it's legit impossible. It's impossible to get rich off of any of the coins inside the top 10 in market cap unless you're already rich. I mean, if you have like 500K and you put it on Doge, then yeah, sure, it'll be like 2.5 $3 million by the end of the bull. But it's just impossible. You're not going to get rich off a Dogecoin. It's too high in market cap. He was in Peru, or is that just a guess? Why do you not like XRP? I mean, dude, this is. I mean, I don't know how people. Do you not look at the XRP chart? Like XRP is up. Oh man, it's up 88 cents. Let's see XRP if it'll load, bro. This is a miser. I mean, this thing didn't even make a higher high in the second bull run. Who is investing into this? Like, that is one of the most bearish things, especially, like, there's no way I would buy this coin just based off of the fact that this is its third cycle. I mean, even if it goes to $6-7, you're talking about what, a 7 or 8x? It's just at 63 billion. Come on. Hoping he gets rid of income tax. Yeah, it's probably unlikely, honestly. For me, I don't even think that'll matter, dude. Well, right now, I think I have 3% income tax, but it's probably going to be 0 if I move to a state that I want to go to. But even if it's 3%, I mean, 3% is annoying. Trust me, it's annoying, but I feel like the property taxes, like, you talk to people from Texas, they'll bitch about it. They're like, well, we have 0 income tax, but our property taxes are so fucking high because of that. They have to make it up. DJT stock has been a major disappointment. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm sure it'll probably go up at some point, but those stocks are just. Dogecoin is a higher market cap. That doesn't surprise me. Dogecoin is a huge asset. It was being sued by the SEC. I mean, but still, dude, like, I would not buy it. For Shiba to hit 1 cent, you're saying it would have to have a 20 million. Yeah, Shiba ain't hitting. Shiba's not hitting anything, man. Shiba will do a 5 or a 6x probably. What state are you in? Ohio? Ohio has 3.5%, and top tax rate is 3.99. I want to see what earning bracket I'm in. 3.75 is what my income tax is. SEC champ prediction. The SEC is wide open, man. It's so hard to predict that. Well, I don't know the tiebreakers with the SEC. I would have to know the tiebreakers. There's going to be like 5 teams that finish 10-2. Would you consider moving to Texas? No, I wouldn't. Texas is too hot. I can't move to Texas. Why has Ohio shifted right since Obama? It's mainly the suburbs surrounding the three big cities, and then the rural areas. The small towns are getting a lot really conservative, and the rural areas are just more people are voting. But I agree with you. Ohio's kind of an enigma in terms of you compare it to like a Pennsylvania. You wouldn't expect such a rapid shift from one state versus the other not moving. Doggle on Mars. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't buy Doggle on Mars, but I think Doggle on Mars will do well. Dude, you know, there's so many coins with Elon and Mars now, though. They just oversaturate the market. There was a Mars coin that I was looking at, but I just don't have the capital to do it. Am I close to Springfield? Nah, not really. 589 trillion. Bro, dude, go look at 4chan coin. The supply of 4chan coin. I think that's the highest supply I've ever seen on any cryptocurrency, 4chan coin. It's crazy, man. California rate is almost 10% of what you pay. Yeah, California, they tax over 50%. If you make like what 200K or something, you get taxed over 50%. You probably already reacted to this. Thoughts on the Senate Majority Leader? I mean, a little bit disappointed. We'll have to see what happens with Thune, but I mean, the power structure within the Republican Party is so tilted to Trump and MAGA. It feels like he would just get run over. Listen, there's going to be a lot of liberals that try and appeal to the rhinos and the more establishment conservatives and try and tell them, oh, you can't let Trump take it over. He's going to get rid of checks and balances and everything like that. But I think, you know, Trump has just ultimate authority within the power, so he's going to influence things. Did I ever get into that peanut coin? Well, dude, that coin would. I feel like that coin would even by the time I saw it, because it started on Pump Fund, and then those coins, like if you don't see them within like 4 or 5 hours, you're not going to catch it. So I really don't care about not catching that, but I know that coin is crazy. Like, what is that coin even at right now? I mean, it makes sense, but dude, there was like 10 coins that were made after Peanut. It's at 1.7 billion, but by the time it got added to CoinGecko. Yes, it was already really. I mean, it was already at like by the time it even got added, it was already at 78 million. The reason that the Doge, the Department of Education coin, was such a miss for me was because this coin was sitting at oh, it's not even showing up. But the reason this coin was such a miss because this thing was added at like 100K market cap. Like this is crazy. This thing literally got like the Peanuts thing. It's gonna like if you're not day of seeing it, you're not gonna be able to get into it. It's because it just runs. But this thing gives you like a week's notice, and I still didn't get into it. But like, dude, imagine this just for example. So what is this market cap? Like, just say it's like 100K or whatever. Like for example, watch. Actually, I don't even know if this will work. I want to see something like. Let me find a coin that has 100K market cap, 179K. They do have a calculator. Like, look at that. Imagine buying $3,000 of that when it was at 170K. That's 16 million. Wait, is that? Yeah, that is. Jesus. And then you got Dark Maga just doing nothing, dude. You got Dark Maga just. Oh my god, it didn't do anything again. Great. Didn't do. Oh, look at its run up it had. It had a great run up on the election, and then it crashed even lower. Who do you think is the worst crypto shill channel? I really don't watch crypto channels. 1.7 billion. Yeah, 1.7 billion in like 2 weeks. That's crypto. That makes total sense. Dude, you know, older people just have no clue how much money comes into this space. It's like you wouldn't believe. Do you think Elon will buy DJT stock or merge, or Elon will invest into Trump somehow? I mean, I don't know if Elon's really going to do anything with this. I mean, I think Elon's next plan would be to buy CNN, but I don't even know if that's happening. Apparently, Haitians are fleeing Springfield. I know, I saw that. I saw that Guardian article. That was that was something I saw on Reddit. It was in the Our Ohio tab. Hilarious, guys. You look at any state subreddit, it's all liberal. It's just so you would think the subreddit Ohio subreddit. I mean, we're a conservative state, and it's just all liberal. It doesn't matter. It's all liberal. They're like, those poor Haitians. They were saving Springfield, and now they're being forced to leave because Donald Trump, and they're like moving to Canada now. But then the liberals are trying. Now the liberals are trying to say the Haitians were saving the community by only getting in 5 car crashes a day. I guess they were saving it. Your reasoning behind getting into dark MAGA over Doge made total sense. Well, I mean, Doge. Well, Doge is. Are you talking about like Dogecoin, the main one? Like, I never would have bought the main Dogecoin because that's. I mean, it's still only going to do like a 4 or 5x. But I mean, dude, when you're talking about Department of Government efficiency, yeah, that was a catastrophic miss. That was catastrophic. I mean, there's no way I can come back from that. Imagine if CNN was cool. I hope it is, man. I like CNN's graphics. Your city subreddit, it's got to be every city. Same with the Texas subreddit. Oh, dude, the Texas subreddit's got to be a cesspool. It's all the liberals from Austin. All the liberals from Austin in it. Even South Dakota. Dude, even Wyoming. Imagine Wyoming. Oh, man. Your Colorado Springs subreddit is just liberals crying about guys in trucks with Trump flags. Oh, yeah. Well, I can understand Colorado being more liberal. How does it feel living in a meme state? Yeah, I mean, the Ohio meme is, it doesn't even, I mean, really, I don't really understand what's the Ohio meme. I mean, the Ohio meme, to be honest, is, I'm too old for the Ohio meme. Because really, the Ohio meme is relatively new. And I didn't even know what it was. I had to have somebody told me in the chat. They were probably like 16. They're like talking about it. I was like, I don't even know what this is. They're like, yeah, it's just like a meme about weird stuff happening in Ohio. Yeah, talking about, yeah, no, you're right, Daniel. That was a catastrophic miss. But dude, I would have invested, if I would have seen that coin at 100K, I would have thrown a few $1,000s on it for sure. But dude, like that, because that coin makes sense. I mean, the idea for that coin makes total sense as well. But that coin really relied on the Department of Government efficiency. I guess all the Trump coins relied on it, but that coin, imagine if Trump would have lost, that coin would be worth nothing. There's no narrative for that coin because there's no Department of Government efficiency. If Trump loses, you'll just get all the Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Yeah, Jackson Hole. They got like nice ski resort there in Jackson Hole. You bought XRP at 29 cents. I mean, you're flexing a 4x. I mean, I guess congratulations. Ohio will never have anything on Florida. I mean, dude, Florida's too hot. Let's be honest. I mean, Florida's become a Republican haven. So is Ohio. Joe Rogan subreddit is crazy. I used to follow the Joe Rogan subreddit, but I stopped like a year ago, so I haven't seen it recently. Yeah, but it was a bunch of angry libs because Rogan was starting to go to the right and they were losing their mind. They were just losing their mind. He was just ultimate. He's a conspiracy theorist. This is not the same Joe Rogan. It's not, if Joe Rogan would have seen this in 2016, he would be so angry. He's a conspiracy nut. he doesn't believe in science. I mean, it's all the same. Play the hits with them. It's all the same bullshit. But I think some of the people try and defend Rogan on there, at least the last time I saw, but I don't know if they do it now. I mean, because Rogan went full Trump. Russians' air defenses have destroyed drones that were headed towards Moscow. Russia's air defenses destroyed drones that were going to Moscow. Is that true? I wonder if you can get like a live update on this. Man, the Bengals are really struggling, huh? Great, we got this. Always trends though. Let me look at this Russia tab. Yeah, but this is what Putin always does. Oh, this video isn't even from the. I mean, this video is from September. I appreciate the community notes. Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham, the Warhawk himself, very happy. So Dogecoin sell around 16 million now if someone brought 3,000. What do you mean 6? What do you mean 6? What is the reference of 16M? 16M? I'm not sure what the reference is with 16M. I would hold Dogecoin until 2025, man. Liberals are saying Rogan was drugged by Elon. Yeah, that's totally real. That's why Rogan's Republican. Do you still like LeBron even though I never really liked LeBron in the first place, honestly. I mean his views, it doesn't surprise me he's liberal. I mean that he was already liberal in 2016. He supported Hillary. It doesn't surprise me that he endorsed Kamala. How did you find DJT 4700? I found it through a Telegram. That coin's been shit in the bed though. I mean, it's at a really low market cap now though. $16 million. The other coin you looked at was at 100K. Are you talking? Oh, you're talking about the department of it. Yeah. So see, the thing is, we get confused with both of them have the abbreviation of Doge. Yeah. Listen, if you listen, that coin is just it's ridiculous. People don't understand how that coin could, how many X's that coin did in a short period of time. I mean, you would think Dark Maga would be able to do that as well, but it hasn't been able to capture it. You thought Elon was a lifelong druggie? No, 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 no. That was something that Don Lemon said. Don Lemon accused Elon of drug use or something. Elon, they all these rich people do stuff to perform. Let's just say. But I don't use anything personally. Thune is a mistake. Oh, absolutely. No MAGA people wanted Thune. It's the establishment that voted the Senate. Thoughts on Solana 303? Yeah, Solana will hit that easily this cycle. $350, yeah. Did you say hold original Doge until 2025? Either one, yeah. Pretty much every coin should be held, unless the only time you would be selling right now is if you're cycling into a different coin out of one that you just made a big X off of. The original Doge should be. I mean, it's not even close to its high of its market high. So there's no way I would be selling the original Doge right now. No chance. Not even close. Elon is autistic. Yeah, you can get different drugs for that and stuff. And you got 50K, you're fine with a 6x. Yeah, I mean, if somebody gave me the challenge to put 50K on a coin, I would have to think long and hard about it. But I think I know which coin well, it might be a little bit riskier. Have you seen what Zelensky said about missiles? I don't think so. Thoughts on AVI? It looks like a meme dog. 7 million. Came out in 2023. Yeah, no, I mean it's all-time high 45 million at 7 million. I mean, I'm a little bit concerned it really hasn't reacted to the recent I mean, yeah, I mean it's a play, man. I could see it. I could see it ballooning. You'd be buying relatively low here, although it's a little concerning that it's not really reacting to the market, but I mean, I'd be a hypocrite because I'm still in dark MAGA. It's not doing shit. So, I mean, I think it's a nice moonshot play. You're getting at a good if that's the coin you're talking about, and plus you're buying low. What is it? It's a dog. There's a lot of animals, man. I never really got into the animal memes. You'd be insane to sell Doge, yeah. People selling Doge, they just have no clue on how the market cycles work. Should U.S. support Taiwan in a Chinese war? Well, yeah, I would imagine Rubio is going to come out heavily to support Taiwan. Rubio is a China hawk, so, and the United States should support China because of their chip producing. It's going to be a big problem if China takes control. I still haven't seen Barron talk speak. Has anyone heard Barron Trump talk at all? Has anyone heard of that? I never heard Barron say a word. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. That kid hasn't said a word. I don't know. According to polls, Vance actually was the only one with a positive approval rating. Yeah, Vance really came on towards the end of that campaign. He was real. He got to be really likable, and he warded off the liberal attacks trying to smear him as a woman hater. You haven't seen JD Vance in a while? Whatever happened to JD Vance? I'm just kidding. JD Vance has gone into obscurity. Wait, whatever happened to Tim Walz? Yeah, no one's heard him talk yet. He doesn't need to. He's not a politician. I know, but you would think you'd think at some point he'd at least say something. Is that not realistic to think? Barron is based. Yeah, there's like this aura around Barron. Because of it, he's a Trump. His height. Check out Mars. I know, dude. I've seen Mars. I like Mars. If you're the newer one you're talking about. Is that it? Is it not on CoinGecko? Because I think I know which one you're talking about. It's I don't think it's on CoinGecko. Do you think there will be a war between Taiwan and China? I think it'll mainly be if something happens. It'll probably be a blockade by China onto Taiwan. They're gonna really new bonk on. Oh, that's not a new coin. If you're talking about the one that you mean the main one, or is it the 2.0? You're talking about the one on base. Is this one you're? If you're talking about the one on base, this I think this is the newer. No, this is not very new. Walls is gaming. Baron has an IQ of 170. Oh man, I think you might be underestimating him. How many illegals do you think Trump will deport his first year? It's hard to really give an estimate on how many they'll be able to deport. It's based off of the efficiency on. I mean, listen, they're going to go after the criminals, so whatever is on Coinbase, well, that would be the main one then. This is the one you're talking about. This coin is at 3.5 billion, so it's hard to really. I think this coin's also ballooned recently. Wait, Bonk is on Solana? Oh, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, dude, you're buying the. I'm not gonna say you're buying the top, but it's hard to buy a coin that has a chart like this. I'm not gonna lie, you're buying it real high, man. But it's gonna go higher during the cycle, but. Wall's horse coin. There probably was a coin like that. They make a coin about everything, but it doesn't do anything. It's like a pump fund coin that doesn't even do anything. You don't think China will invade Taiwan? I'm not. I don't know if Trump has a lot of. I mean, Trump picking Rubio is definitely bad for the Chinese. I'll say that because Rubio does not like China, and he's going to do anything to prevent Taiwan from getting taken over by China. Thoughts on Cavs 15-0 start? I mean, that's good, man. The Cavs, I'm shocked they're 15-0. But what they face the Hornets today, if I remember correctly. Yeah, they faced the Hornets and DG coin. Yeah, no, there actually is. There's a coin of me. It's at like 40 billion right now. No, I'm kidding. It was a pump fund shit coin. Are we gonna die? No, we're gonna be fine. Don't like how pro-Israel Rubio is. That's an issue. Yeah, I know. That's the common mainstream conservative thing with Rubio. That's why Rubio was criticized by the all the conservative the Republican influencers. Thoughts on RFK coins? Yeah, no. Well, I wonder what that Kennedy meme coin did. I think it's called Bobby. Wow, it did. Wow, it totally shit the bed. Yeah, the problem is they rebranded. They migrated their old contract. Whenever you do that, it's gonna. See, I don't even think there's anything behind this coin. Make America healthy again. Yeah, so I could see this coin doing something. Massive sell off though. Jesus. But yeah, this is a coin I could see doing decent. Make America healthy again on Ethereum. We'll see though. I don't know what this is. They need to figure this out. But I don't think it's a problem. But this coin gets added to CoinGecko. It just has a big sell off. Dude, I just need Dark Maga to do something. All these other meme coins, it's just a relic. It's just like, oh my god. Mets are going to sign Soto. Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be big rumors about the Mets for Soto. Me and AOC sitting in a tree. Well, AOC's pregnant, so I don't think that would work. AOC's got a husband, a white dude. And I do think she's pregnant. Ben versus Josh Shapiro 2028 election. The ultimate Nick Fuentes nightmare would be that. No, I don't think that's going to happen. Buy internet computer. ICP, really? Remember, dude, ICP has got to have one of the worst charts I've ever seen in crypto. When they launched that thing just went straight down. Praying for DMAGA, yeah, same. When are you gonna sell your DMAGA? It needs to go up, man. I can't sell it right now. I'm not gonna sell it at all. If I sell it and then it goes up, this is what happened to me with SPX. This is the exact same thing that happened to me. Watch this. You guys won't believe this, but I sold this coin on like September 4th. I sold this coin right here. I'm not even kidding you. This is the most, and I bought the coin like, I mean, probably like back in April, and I held it all the way through September, and it's just impatience. It's impatience, but it's that one influencer dude. The one influencer dude comes out and fucking shills it, and it just goes crazy. Moo Dang, yeah, I've heard of that. You had the election called 5 hours before mainstream media. What do you mean, like? I did predict the election correctly, but I think we all knew. Like at around like 11 o'clock, we knew Trump was going to win at around 11 o'clock. Like if you go back and you look, what is this Trump presidency? There's no way Trump will say McDonald's at his inauguration speech. Dude, Trump's inauguration speech, he's got to have good speech writers, man. I'm telling you, like we need some fire from Trump with this. Yeah, he's not going to say crypto during an inauguration speech. He's not going to say, well, he might say Doge, because the Department of Government Efficiency. Yeah, what did you say? How do recess appointments work? Basically, the Senate has to go into a recess, and that's when Trump can appoint. It would very likely be Gates would have the issue of getting approved for 2 years, and then they would actually have to appoint him in 2 years. But he can be temporarily appointed for 2 years if the Senate goes into recess. Trump can do a recess appointment for 2 years because he's the president with executive order to fill the seat. But again, it's only a 2 year temporary thing. But then it would give Gates time to prove himself. If it ends up being Gates, I mean, liberals are saying it's going to be all of them. It's going to be RFK Jr. It's going to be Tulsi. Now they're going to get through. Baby Peanut. Oh, come on, man. They do baby all these coins that go real high. Every $1 billion coin, meme coin has a baby. It feels like. You're so wrong about ICP. I mean, what is ICP at, man? Let's take a look at ICP. Like ICP will go up. Every coin will go up because it's a bull market. I understand, but you want to get that. You want to catch the 100x's, not the 10x's. Like you're looking at ICP at a $4.3 billion market cap. You know this. You take a look at this. If it'll load. See, this is just not appealing. I'm sorry. Come on, man. Come on, bruh. Yeah, Trump takes office January 20th. Crypto exchange, and which crypto exchange? I think Coinbase, because Coinbase has like a secondary wallet system where you can buy pretty much a lot of the coins. I mean, but I use Uniswap mainly for the Ethereum coins. Somehow worse than XRP. Injective, I mean, Injective already ran, but I still think Injective will go higher. Bro, I don't know why this is so slow. The last time I checked Injective's only at $25. I'm surprised Injective really hasn't reacted. Injective will be really solid. I think Injective will probably do another 10 to 15x. I mean, this is pretty much all during. I mean, this is its bear period, and then it's interesting. It came out like right after that March low, and then had a bull cycle, and then this is its second bull cycle. It'll probably balloon. I would say at a high like 350, 400, or I don't know. Maybe that's a bit high for it. Luckily, it's all circulated. That's the prime with coins like AI coins. If they're not all circulated, it's a pain in the ass. Don't like RFK regulation of food. They should just leave it to the free market and let consumers decide what's good or bad for them. Bro, they don't have that level of knowledge to know really what to eat. That's like saying you shouldn't need a doctor. You should just be able to tell if you're feeling good. I mean, it's a little bit more nuanced than that. Sam Bankman-Fried and a bunch of whales destroyed ICP at launch. Yeah, dude. I mean, but the coin's sitting at like $4 billion in market cap. I mean, I think Injecta will be significantly outperform it. That's. I mean, I just have it up on the screen, but I mean, when you have a chart like that, do you really think that's going to be appealing to people investing into it? I mean, it'll go like 50 or $60 maybe. But guys, that is going to do it for this stream. I did stream pretty long, honestly. I streamed decently long tonight. I wonder if they will drop charges against Trump in New York. Yeah, it's not going to matter. No matter Trump, all the charges, Trump will just pardon himself if anything happens. You're not a fan of regulation? Well, dude, we're not. Listen, you want it to be free, open market. We're gonna have an obesity rate of 70%, man. It's an issue. At some point, you have to step in and try and make people healthier. I understand you want things free. I get it, but this is just clearly not working. Why is voter ID such an issue in U.S. everywhere it's required? I know. How about European liberal countries? It's required there, and they're able to count votes a lot easier. But I'll be